Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you're here. I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram and on YouTube, so today I'm going to be answering your questions while I get ready. And I feel like this is going to be a long video, so we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. And a few of you guys have been commenting recently asking for a makeup tutorial or like what I use and all that kind of stuff, so I'm going to be sharing that in this video as well. I'm not a beauty guru or anything like that. I'm just a girl who watched a lot of makeup tutorials in 6th grade. So this is what I've learned. All of these products are going to be on my Amazon storefront if you guys want anything specific or anything like that. I just use CeraVe for my skincare. I put on this Sunbum sunscreen every day. I'm such a sunscreen girly. And then I also use these two primers. I have the Maybelline Baby Skin one and then the e.l.f. Power Grip. These two are so good. A match made in heaven. Most of what I use is also drugstore. We're going to go ahead and go in with some e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This stuff is so good. And I figured I would start out just by answering some basic questions just in case you've never watched any of my other Q&As or you haven't been watching me for a long time or anything like that. So hi, my name's Katie. My full name is actually Catherine. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. People in my real life don't know that either because I've just never gone by Catherine. I'm 23. I live in the Midwest, and if you can't already tell from the content that I post on YouTube, I absolutely love to read. I look terrifying right now. Unlike a lot of other people, I was never really a reader growing up. I think I read graphic novels a little bit growing up. I used to read Bone and Baby Mouse, but other than that, I was never really a big reader. And then all of a sudden, there were a lot of life things happening to me and I needed escape, and I got on Book Talk, and the rest is kind of history after that. And now I just genuinely could not imagine not reading. I'm also engaged to my fiance Luke. We've been dating for 3.5 years, and I am so incredibly excited to get married. We are getting married very, very soon, so that content will be up very soon. For foundation, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is so good, especially for the price. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the first question. Somebody asked me to rank the Chestnut Springs books. I feel like this honestly isn't that, well, maybe I speak too soon. I was about to say this might not be that hard for me. I know number one, without a doubt, is Reckless with Theo and Winter. I absolutely love them so much. I just relate to Winter specifically on such a deep level, and Theo Silva is such a good man. I love him so much. After that, I'd probably do Heartless with Kate and Willa. I loved them a lot too. I think that one was a little bit spicier for my taste. No offense if you do like spice. I'm more of like a tension over spice girly. Third, I'd probably put Summer and Rhett. I really enjoyed their story too, and I feel like it was a great start to the series. Fourth, I think I'm gonna put Beau and Bailey, and then fifth, I think I'm gonna put Jasper and Sloane. I'll just be completely honest, there were a lot of things that I didn't really enjoy about that book, and I love Second Chance and Childhood Best Friends to Lovers. Like, those are some of my favorite tropes, but I don't know, for some reason that one just wasn't my favorite out of them. Like, I still enjoyed it, obviously. I think I rated it like a 3.75, but I also feel like Beau and Bailey aren't really my favorites either. I'm still working on my rating for that one because I just finished that recently, so who knows, maybe they'll swap 4th and 5th. One of you guys also commented that Powerless is turning into a show, and honestly, I'm really excited. You guys know that Reckless wasn't my favorite, unfortunately, but I still love Powerless so much. I think it's a great first fantasy if you're trying to get into the fantasy world, because I know it can be kind of overwhelming finding a good fantasy book to start out with, because sometimes some of the magic systems are just kind of like crazy and it's a lot to handle, but I feel like Powerless did it so well and it wasn't too confusing or anything like that. I just think that if they're gonna do this, and I think this for every book to movie, book to TV adaptation, you have to cast the right people. Honestly, the people we met at vacation, I think it's Emily Bader, I think that's her name, and Tom Blythe, that's the best book to TV adaptation casting I've seen so far. I feel like that's going to be so incredibly good, and I'm so excited to see that one. Other than that though, I have no thoughts on the Powerless TV show. It's probably going to be a while until it comes out anyway, so it's kind of good that I'm going to forget about it. But I am really excited. I'm going in with the e.l.f. Halo Beauty Glow Wand. This is really, really good. This is a great dupe for Charlotte Tilbury. Would you rather never have a 5-star again or only read 5 stars for the rest of your life? Love you, Katie. Love you too, Maya. Or is it Mia? Is it Mia or Maya? Let me know. I don't want to say it wrong. I feel like that's honestly kind of a hard question, because if you only read 5-star books, they're just not gonna hit as hard, honestly. Like, sometimes when I get 5-star reads back to back, like, I know they're 5 stars, but sometimes I question it because I'm like, wait, is this a 5 star? So I don't know. I think the feeling of chasing a 5-star read is kind of exhilarating sometimes because you don't know what books are gonna be 5 stars or not. So I do enjoy finding a 5-star read. I really do. But I think I would get really discouraged with reading and not read again if it took me forever to find a book that I like truly really love. Like anything below 5 stars doesn't mean that I hated it or anything like that. You know what I mean? So I would still find books that I really loved. It just wouldn't be that like 5-star, I love this book forever, I'm gonna reread this feeling. I don't know. This is a really hard question. I feel like if we're being honest, I would just want to read only 5-star reads. Only reading absolute bangers, that'd be crazy. I feel like that's almost like every reader's dream, you know? But I just hope that it wouldn't like get rid of the 5-star feeling, you know, because I'm feeling it too much. I'm seeing a lot of questions for like fantasy book recommendations. Let me know if you guys want me to do like a specific fantasy book recommendations video, especially for like beginners. I've been thinking about doing it for a while because I've been reading fantasy for about a year now, so I feel like I know which ones I wish I would have started out with and which ones I wouldn't. So if you guys want like an ultimate guide to fantasy video, let me know. When are you and Luke getting married and will there be a vlog of it? I've actually got quite a few wedding questions because I feel like I've posted quite a bit about my wedding. There will be some vlogs of wedding things. I actually just filmed a wedding vlog that will be going up soon. I think it'll be my next video. It's just some planning stuff, but I do have plans to film quite a bit of stuff leading up to the wedding, including the wedding week and the wedding day. I obviously don't know how much footage I'm gonna get of everything, but I feel like it's just really important to me to have those memories just in general, and I'm really excited for you guys to watch those things. This is the Flush Balm from Merit and Cheeky. I'm gonna use this as a liquid blush. Videography and photography is so important for me with our wedding, so we actually don't have a videographer, unfortunately. It just didn't end up working out, and honestly, they're just like really expensive. So we are going to be using a camcorder, and I've asked a few friends of mine, Abby and Jordan, my book club besties. Hey guys, if you're watching this, but I asked them to film some special moments for me, like during the ceremony and like our first dance and stuff like that. And then me and the bridesmaids will have the camcorder in the morning, and I'm gonna make my own wedding video out of it, and I'm really excited. I hope it turns out good. I feel like I know exactly what I want to do for it, and wedding videos normally aren't very long, but I am also gonna be doing a separate wedding vlog that I'm very excited for too. Okay, somebody asked me to do some Kiss, Marry, Kills. I feel like these are so fun. I love watching like podcasts where they do this, or just in general, I love hearing people's opinions on this. So we have Kiss, Marry, Kill, Rowan, Dorian, and Lurkin from Throne of Glass. If you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for a bit, I finished the Throne of Glass series, I think a few months ago, and I absolutely love it. It has overtaken my life. It is one of my favorite series of all time. This one's honestly so hard because I love them all, but I think I'm gonna kill Lurkin, even though I do absolutely love him. I'm gonna kiss Rowan and marry Dorian. I'm obsessed with Dorian. I'm also obsessed with Rowan. That's the thing, I can't decide what side I'm on, but you know what? In this life, I can love them both. I'm just gonna have to marry Dorian. I'm gonna be the queen of a darling. Here I am. You're welcome. Dorian's just so good, and he was so down bad for Selena. I mean, like, not even in like a romantic way, but just in a friendship way. Like, he was always looking out for her, always had her best interest at heart. I eat him up as a character. I love him so much. I'm gonna go in with my setting powder. This is just the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and then I do have an e.l.f. powder puff that I'm gonna use. Powder puffs go crazy. If you're not using a powder puff in your makeup routine, you need to. Promise. I swear, they do wonders. For this one, we're doing Rhys, Azriel, and Cassian. I will say, I haven't read Crescent City yet. I'm on my way to reading that sometime soon. I definitely want to read the first one before the end of the year, so I don't know anything about them in those books, but I have read the whole ACOTAR series and the whole Throne of Glass series. And honestly, the more that I've sat on it and the more I've thought about the series, because I did finish it last year, I think that I am going to, this is so awful, I know I'm gonna marry Azriel. He wasn't my favorite at first, but I feel like he's honestly like the least problematic of all of them. And whenever I first read the books, I was down bad for every single one. Like, I loved all of my bad boys so much, but after reading Throne of Glass, I have some theories and some inklings about Rhys, and I'm sure it's gonna happen even more after I read Crescent City as well. So I think I'm gonna kill Rhys, because we're not gonna get into that right now, but if you want to hear that theory, I would love to do some type of video on it, but I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't read everything. So we're gonna kill Rhys, and I'm gonna kiss Cassian, because let's be real, we know that Cassian is a good kisser. Oh, okay. I mean, that's honestly that on that, because we all know. And then we have one from the Trusted Spring series, Kate, Theo, and Beau. I think that I'm gonna kill Beau. He's just not my favorite for some reason. I don't know. Even though I do like still adore him. Like, all of those books are so good. Like, I love that series so much. And I do love Cade, but I'm also gonna be kissing Kate. I mean, I'll have a good time, I know that for sure. But I will be marrying Mr. Theo. I am obsessed with Theo. I love him so much. If you get one thing out of this video, just know that I am obsessed with Theo Silva. Okay, moving on. We're gonna do some from Instagram. Bestie Hallie from the Common Room Shop. She is the cutest bookish merch. You guys have to go check her out. I absolutely love her bookstagram too. She's just the best. But she asked, what's a popular book that I don't like? And let me just say, some of you guys about to be real mad at me. Okay, I did not like The Cruel Prince. Yeah, I thought it was kind of slow. I didn't really love our main character, Jude. And I'm not here to like lie to you guys about my bookish opinions. I mean, that's why you guys watch my channel, hopefully, is to hear my specific opinion on books. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that I enjoyed a series or a book when I didn't. I just thought the pacing was kind of off too for the book. A lot of people really want me to read the rest of the series, or at least the next one, and give it a try, because they say that that's whenever things really start happening and like really get good. But at the same time, I'm kind of tired of like waiting in a series for things to get like really good. Like I literally rated The Cruel Prince, I think, like a 2.5. If I read the first book in a fantasy series lower than a 3, I'm not gonna continue it. I think that's just a good rule of thumb, and I just don't personally feel crazy connected to the characters, and I don't really care about where they're gonna end up. And I know that sounds so awful, and if you love it, just know books are subjective, and I'm so glad that you found a book that you love. I'm so happy for you. There's nothing wrong with liking a book that somebody doesn't like, or vice versa. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I honestly hope the majority of you guys did enjoy that book more than I did, because I feel like it's just more fun to enjoy more books in general. What are your favorite comfort TV shows and movies? Looking for something new to watch after finishing Gilmore Girls. I've never actually watched Gilmore Girls, and I kind of want to this fall. To be honest, I think I started it one time while I was at the gym, like on the treadmill, and I watched like the first episode and I kind of just forgot about it, honestly. By the way, I'm using Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is so good. I put it all over my face just to set where my cream bronzer was, and then I'm also putting it on my eyelids. I also love to take my bronzer on my finger, you guys already saw this, and then rub it right here on my nose and under my nose. I feel like it just makes my nose look good. That's like all I do for nose contour. As of shows that have always been comfort shows, I have literally rewatched Glee a billion times. Literally, Glee night was one of the themes at my bachelorette party. So yeah, I love Glee. I think that's my #1 comfort show. I've also rewatched The Vampire Diaries a billion times. I love that show so much too. That show's so nostalgic for me. I would watch that all the time growing up, like in high school and middle school. I also really love One Tree Hill. That was a comfort show for me back then. If you guys haven't seen any of these, they're like must watches. You have to at least give them a chance. Lately though, I have been a big reality TV girly, to be completely honest. I have been eating up The Traitors. I used to love watching Big Brother, but there's just so many episodes and I just didn't have time this summer. I might go back and watch it later because I think they keep the seasons on Paramount Plus. But The Traitors is honestly like murder mystery Big Brother. Like there's like gameplay and like people go home, and it's kind of like adult werewolf and mafia mixed together, but they also have to do missions to win money. It is so good. So many famous people from different like game shows and like challenge shows are on there too. Like Dan from Big Brother was on there, Parvati from Survivor, some Real Housewives were on there, Pilot Pete, The Bachelor, low-key, he's a great game player. Like shout out to him. That show though was so good and so incredibly bingeable. I love it so much. Literally talking about it with so many people right now. I also love the recent season of Love Island. I think I'm gonna start going back and watching more. That one has so many episodes too, but it's like the best brain rot show. This is the Hourglass Ambient Blush in Luminous Blush. I love this blush so much. It's literally got almost no words on it. That's how much I love it. I've also just always been like a Dancing with the Stars girly, and I'm like all in on the Dancing with the Stars lore and everything too. Love Bachelor, Bachelorette too. Specifically Bachelor in Paradise. Bachelor in Paradise is so good. I also want to watch the new Agatha All Along show. I love Wanda and I was a big MCU girly. I guess I still am a big Marvel girly. I don't know, it's kind of fell off like the past few years after Endgame, but I absolutely loved WandaVision, so I really want to watch that. I also really want to watch Heartstopper and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I need to catch up on Emily in Paris too. I have so many shows that I want to watch and I'm catching up on. So honestly, if you guys have show recs for me, let me know. I'm kind of one of those people who always goes back to like the basics and the classics that I always watch. I also don't know why I still have these on from doing my skincare. Oh my gosh. Hi Gwen. Gwen asked Throne of Glass or ACOTAR. Definitely Throne of Glass. I loved ACOTAR so much, but I think I just truly didn't know what I was in for, like at all, whenever I started Throne of Glass, and the world building in Throne of Glass, just the world in general. I just feel so connected to Selena and that whole world. I love them so much. I can't even like verbally say it or like explain to you guys why, but I literally love them so much. I think that's probably my favorite series that I've read this year for sure. Maybe my favorite series currently of all time. I don't really know. but it's so good. You have to read it if you haven't read it yet. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows really quick too. I just used the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. This one is so good and it's so cheap too. New to me authors that I highly recommend. Number one is Brandon Sanderson. I just read a Brandon Sanderson book. Guys, I'm so excited to yap about him coming up soon. It's gonna be in my fiance chooses reading vlog. A little sneaky peek for those of you watching this video, I guess, but that's gonna be coming up very soon, or maybe it's already out. Honestly, don't know what my video plans are for right now because I'm like pre-filming and doing a ton of stuff right now, so I've been very busy, but it's either out or it's about to be out. So check out that video if you guys want to see my thoughts on the specific book that I read by him. But oh my gosh, his writing is actually so bingeable, which is so surprising because you hear Brandon Sanderson, you see his books are so long and you hear about his like complex magic systems and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, like I probably shouldn't get into that or anything, but oh my gosh, it was actually so incredibly good. Like I highly recommend him as an author. I cannot wait to read more of his work and continue his series that I'm in right now. Oh my gosh, it's so good. A few of you guys have asked me like my favorite reading spot and my ideal like reading setup. I think my number one favorite is reading in my room in my reading chair. I feel like the vibe is just so right and I could literally just sit in there for hours and read. I have to have all overhead lighting off and I turn on my one little light by my bed and it's the perfect ambiance. I light a candle. I always like to have some type of little snack with me, especially if I'm feeling unmotivated for reading actually. I'll make it like a little like reward system. Like if I'm eating pretzels, I'll get like one pretzel per page that I read, and then once I'm done with the pretzels, like I can get back up again. My favorite bev of late is Olipop lemon lime. They're so freaking good. I've been loving these for so long, but like I've been drinking one like every day for the past few days. Like I'm obsessed with them right now. So I love one of these, or honestly just like a hot tea. I love hot tea. I'm a big fan of raspberry tea and just plain green tea. Put a little bit of honey in there. So delicious. And it just adds to like the cozy vibe too. It's my absolute favorite. On an everyday basis, I don't really do eyeshadow. Sometimes I do if I'm just having fun. This is the makeup that I normally do to like get ready to film, but sometimes the blush, the lips, and my eye makeup is just a little bit different. It just kind of like depends on the day and what I'm feeling. So today I think we're just gonna chill with some bronzer. I also asked for some of your guys' hot takes. Somebody said romance should only be a subplot in books. I kind of agree with that, to be completely honest, but I also don't though, because I can eat up a good romance book where literally all they're talking about is the romance. And if we're just talking romance books here, I can also eat up a romance book that's more like Emily Henry, where it's more like women's fiction and you get to know like what the main girl character is all about and what she likes to do, all of her inner thoughts and feelings, not just regarding the guy, but like they do end up falling in love along the way, along her journey. But I also just do love a silly, cheesy little rom-com romance. I feel like in fantasy, I would rather prefer it to be a subplot because it hits so hard whenever it happens, especially if it's like a slow burn. Throne of Glass is like the perfect example of that. I feel like it just hits so hard. And I feel like it was a very like tasteful amount. Almost like probably wanted like a little bit more, but it wasn't like ever too much, which I really enjoyed. While we're briefly talking about Throne of Glass, a few of you guys did ask like my preferred reading order, and I read Assassin's Blade first, and I'm an Assassin's Blade first girly all the way. If you read it like that, it's chronological, so it just made so much sense to my brain. And I feel like a lot of first fantasy books are prequels anyways, so it just, I don't know, it's just called a prequel for a reason. It just adds so much to the story, I feel like. I know a lot of people say to read it third or fourth or whatever. I personally recommend reading it first. I feel like it's a great way to get into the story and get into the world and learn about our main character, Selena. But you can read it, obviously, however you like. I'm gonna be using my favorite non-waterproof mascara today, which is the Thrive Cosmetics one. This is one of the ones that comes off in like fibers. But my favorite waterproof one is the telescopic waterproof. It is so good. I love this mascara so much. I also got a lot of questions about wanting to start a booktube channel, like what camera I use, all of that kind of information. And I feel like the number one piece of advice that I could give anybody who's starting their YouTube channel, no matter what it is right now, is just to start. This was something that I really struggled with whenever I was starting my YouTube channel a few years ago. I was waiting until I had the perfect setup, the perfect room decor, the perfect camera, the perfect lighting, all of these ideas, all that kind of stuff, when really in reality you just need to start because you learn as you go. And I think it's so important to remember that if this is something that like you want to do and you commit your time to, you will eventually succeed. It might just take time, and for some people it might take less time, for some people it might take more time, and that's something that's just completely out of your control. But if you love what you're doing, you're going to keep doing it, and you'll just learn more as you go. You'll learn what editing style you like to do, what videos you like to make, what makes you unique. Also, just making YouTube videos that you believe in and that you like to watch too is very important in my opinion, because if you're not making content that you like or you feel passionate about, people will notice that and they're gonna see right through it and they're not gonna wanna watch you if you're not making content that you don't enjoy yourself. So that's the number one important thing. I guess the number two important thing, because I already said the number one important thing. But people were also asking about what camera I use and what editing software. I personally use Final Cut Pro. This looks weird. Okay. I personally use Final Cut Pro, which is a Mac software. I started out with iMovie though. Final Cut Pro is a software you have to buy. So I would highly just recommend with starting what you have and what you can find. Even if you just do CapCut, CapCut's great. I use that for editing a lot of my TikTok videos, honestly. And it's great. It's also free. You can do it on your iPhone, iPad, whatever. One tip I have for mascara, by the way, is doing it this way first and then going in. I feel like my lashes look so much longer. I also use the Canon G7X Mark II camera. I'm actually in the market for a new camera. I'm not really sure when I want to buy it. My camera is falling apart right now. I've had it for years, but I feel like it's very user-friendly. I would highly recommend it if it's your first camera or you're looking to invest in a camera that's not too expensive, that is super user-friendly. But I also think at this point, iPhones are so high quality. I feel like so many phones have such good cameras now that you should really just use what you have to start out. And if you really fall in love with it and enjoy it, then you can buy all the stuff that goes along with it. But to any of you who have ever commented anything about starting your first YouTube channel or asking me how I started booktube or anything like that, I am so excited for you guys. I really hope you guys start posting soon. And when you do, let me know. I would love to watch your guys' videos. Okay, now I'm gonna do setting spray. I use a lot of different setting sprays just depending on what's going on. The Rare Beauty setting spray is really great for like keeping your face moisturized and stuff like that. I have really dry skin, so I don't use this one all the time, but if I'm going out for a while or my face is feeling extra dry, I use this one. Not gonna use it today though because my face feels fine, but I normally use the NYX Matte Finish setting spray just for like everyday stuff. I also really like the one size one, but that's more for like special occasions because that is literally cement. Same thing with like the Urban Decay All Nighter. I think I have a mini of that one right now, but I used to use that one all the time growing up. I normally do this before mascara too, so hopefully I don't get mascara all over my face. Favorite books from childhood? Like I said, I was more of like a graphic novel girly. I read Baby Mouse Bone. I don't know if you guys remember like Smile. That was another graphic novel series, or maybe it's called Drama. I can't remember. I honestly don't. I also have worked with kids in the past few years, so maybe I'm confusing ones that I used to read with the ones that I would watch them read, I guess. I don't really know. But other than that, I wasn't really a big reader. I think the only other book that I really enjoyed when I was really little, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. Absolute classic. Would I rather kill Jax or marry Apollo? Okay, so this is a question from the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I also always go back in with some powder and some blush over the setting spray just to make sure everything's locked in place and it's gonna like stay there. I don't really use too much, so I always like brush it off on my hands. I think I would honestly marry Apollo though. If we're thinking about the series, if you've read it, you know what I'm gonna be saying right here. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, obviously. But I think that I could quickly get out of it and be with Jax, you know, if I was a certain character. So I think I'd end up being fine, but if I kill Jax, like, I could never be with him, you know, and that would be the goal. I feel like he was one of my first big like book boyfriend like crushes. Like I was absolutely obsessed with the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy last year, especially whenever the third one came back. I cannot wait to see what Stephanie Garber's doing next. Honestly, I hope that it is a book about Castor and Lala. I feel like that would be so good. A lot of you guys were asking for some non-spicy book recs, specifically like romance. I feel like for me, Lynn Painter, especially her young adult romances, that's what I normally go to for her. Or honestly, Sarah Adams. She did put a little bit of spice in the rule book, but you can just skip over that scene. Honestly, that's what I recommend doing with a lot of books. If you hear there's not too much spice in it, or just like 1 to 2 scenes, is just like skipping over them because they truly don't add that much to the plot, or most of the time I just skim over them if I'm not really feeling it. Okay, sorry if the angle is a little bit different. My battery just died from my camera. I'm gonna be using my e.l.f. clear brow gel just to lock my brows in place. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of unfair if you don't really like as much spice to miss out on books with great plots and great character dynamics and great world building, especially because a lot of those books with a lot of spice are the ones that people are talking about. So I don't want you guys to miss out on those books just because you don't enjoy spice whenever you can just skip over the chapters. That's just what I would recommend. What is my favorite thing about being a booktuber? Honestly, so many things. I am so lucky to be able to do this and make money from it. Honestly, I never thought there would be a day where I could do this, and I owe that all to you guys, and I'm so thankful and grateful for you guys every single day. The fact that I just get to sit sit in my room and read all day for work if I really wanted to. That is absolutely insane to me. And you wouldn't really think that is a job or something that I would be getting paid for, but it is, and it genuinely is just all because of you guys. So thank you guys so much. I think just being able to read and connect with other people who love reading so much like I do. I love talking to you guys about books that we love and just yapping. Honestly, doing videos like this where we can kind of interact in a way is one of my favorite things too. Honestly, just having my own community, which I know I've been talking a lot recently about starting a book club, which I would love to do with you guys because we can interact more. I just don't know what platform. A lot of people have been saying Fable. I don't really know anything about Fable. If you guys recommend it, let me know down below. But other than that, if you guys have any other ideas on which platforms or anything else to do the book club on, please do let me know because I really want to start one soon. If not in the next few months, definitely in the new year. 5 books that describe your book taste. Okay, I'm gonna do my lips while I'm doing this. This is my favorite lipstick right now. It's one of the Revlon ones. Revlon lipsticks are so good. This is the one in Rose Wine, but I'm just gonna blot it today because my makeup really isn't anything crazy, so I'm not gonna go full on. I think the first book though is probably Daisy Jones and the Six. I just reread that recently. Oh my gosh, it holds up. It is so incredibly good. I love the characters so much. I just love that world and love that book so much. All those characters are like so flawed, but also just like so real at the same time. I love them. I feel like if I had to pick one Emily Henry book, because I don't know if I can pick 2 because I only have 5 spots. I don't know. It's definitely between Happy Place and Beach Read for me if I was picking an Emily Henry book, which I am picking an Emily Henry book. When I'm thinking fantasy, I definitely think I'm gonna pick Queen of Shadows or Empire of Storms. Those books are just so good. I think I'm gonna pick Queen of Shadows. I think that's honestly my favorite book out of the Throne of Glass series. That series is so good and that book is so good. I love that book so much. It was insane from the beginning to the end. I love it so much. Okay, so Daisy Jones. I think I'm gonna pick Happy Place and Queen of Shadows. Okay, why is this so hard for me? Because I have so many books that I love. I feel like if I were to ask you guys what book defines my taste, it would probably be Powerless. So I'm gonna put Powerless in there too. I'm so excited to get into other fantasy series this fall. And then I feel like I have to say Better Than Movies. I have to put just like a cheesy little rom-com in there that's just so feel good, you know? That is one of the books that got me so into reading. I feel like I want to put Beach Read in there so bad, but right now I think Happy Place just tops it. I need to do a reread so bad. I don't know if I want to do that now or if I want to wait until next summer. I haven't decided yet, but I definitely do need to reread them so I can figure out my Emily Henry ranking. But yeah, Daisy Jones and the Six, Happy Place, Powerless, Queen of Shadows, and Better Than the Movies. I feel like all 5 of them describe my reading taste very well. Are they like my 5 favorite books of all time? I probably wouldn't say so because I think there are some that top those ones, but I definitely feel like they describe my reading taste very well. A few of you guys did ask me though how I'm feeling about my wedding since you know that it is coming up. I'm really excited. It is so soon and it's crazy because we've been engaged for so long, so I'm just really excited that it's just finally happening. Rank your top 5 book boyfriends. Okay, we all know that Theo Silva is definitely in there. If you can't tell, I'm obsessed with him. I feel like I don't even know how I would rank them, but I know who my top 5 would be. Theo Silva, Dorian, of course, and Rowan, both from Throne of Glass. Justin from Just from the Summer, that book is so good. And then I think Ewan from The 7 Year Slip. He's a new one, but I absolutely ate him up and loved him so much. What about Gus though? Wait guys, why is it so hard? And we have Kai too from Powerless. Why is it so hard? Okay, number 1 is Theo. Number 2 I think is Dorian. Number 3 is Justin. Number 4, Rowan. And then number 5, Gus. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if that's right. I'm gonna have to literally think about this for so long. Anyways, I'm gonna be thinking about that for the rest of the day, but I am all ready for the day, so that is the end of this video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this, if you want me to do this again. I had so much fun filming this video and just answering your guys' questions. And there were so many questions that I didn't get to answer in this video, so if you want me to do another video like this soon, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. And if you did watch until this far in the video, go ahead and comment down below the lemon emoji and or your top 5 favorite book boyfriends, because I know I'm still gonna be thinking about it probably when this video gets posted. I'm just so indecisive. I don't know what to say. If you guys want to keep up with me on the daily, go ahead and follow my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Goodreads. My Goodreads especially if you want to keep up with what I'm reading in real time. These are always going to be linked down below in the description box. And yeah, I think that's it for today's video. I love you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you're having the best day ever. Yeah. Okay. See you guys in the next one. I'm being so weird. Bye guys. Where's my brother? And I think it's so important to remember that this and it's starting, oh wow, finish matte